Hello and welcome back to another episode of World of Warcraft Hardcore. My name is Syken and today we are diving into the stockades with our hunter on the official servers of Stitches. Stockades is one of those little dungeons where there are just a couple of quests. Not really a dungeon, so I would say this even qualifies as our continuation of our dungeonless run. This is just an elite questing area in the middle of Stormwind that happens to have its own zone. If you don't have quests, you're not going to like the stockades, simply because everything in here is just literally quest based. I'm a little bit over leveled, as you can see. We're not getting a lot of experience from any of the enemies here, but the quests are still green, so it's barely doable for us. I'm going to use the time here in order to just level a little bit of my weapon skills. Luckily for me, the other guys were a bit too busy coming here and didn't really take a lot of quests to begin with. They were very lazy, so I can now use that time in order to collect the red bandanas, which is always one of the biggest problems. You don't have enough red bandanas to go around. But since luckily not all of them are on this quest, it's a field day for me. Lots of bandanas that I can pick up. There's a second person. So we're going to train polearms. Because what's the easiest thing to do here? We'll suck a bit for our DPS for the time being, but I'm still almost top DPS by using my non-existent polearm skills. And that can tell you something about the quality of the rest of the group. And no, it's not my pet. My pet isn't even happy at the moment. So I would say if I have 130 in my polearm skill, that's good enough for now. There are almost no drops as well here in the stockades, so it's really just this huge area where you can get all of the quests done. It's a quest hub. That's potentially the best description of it. Very straightforward as well. And to be honest, if you die in the stockades, like, that's on you. This is, I would say, arguably the easiest dungeon. Easier than any other dungeon that I know of. I'm disappointed. What's the diet? Fish and meat, right? Yeah, fish and meat. Oh, and by the way, I just realized we're 32, which means I could technically switch to a gorilla. Well, I tell you what. Once we are in Stringer's Own Vale, I'll actually try to give it a shot. Because I wanted this to be a gorilla playthrough. So might as well do exactly that. Get a gorilla going. Okay, one of the rare like magic item drops, like I mentioned, typically okay, I think given that we have a lot of enemies here, I'll just start to dish out some real DPS. Interesting that we pulled yet another room. Luckily, the tank is pretty high on level. Paladin doesn't seem to understand how hunters work, otherwise I wouldn't have been given might instead of mana. Mana, blessing, please. Very good. Cool. Well, that was a pretty massive fight here. It shows you how over-leveled the group is. I could potentially even solo this dungeon. Okay. Good. 130, like what's our maximum skill? 160. Now we can do a 10 more. Just to be sure. Good, I'm passing on the chest. Don't need anything here. It's not going to matter too much. I'm just here for the quests, really. And to train a bit of skill. 134 and rising. Gotta make use of that intelligence buff. Good. Camp Deep Fury, like we have 4 quests in here, right? What comes around goes around, it's already done. Do you have any further quests? Please share them. I shared all of the ones that I had. Okay. Crime and Punishment. Dex Award is another boss that we're going to kill. It's not a problem. I'm just done with the red wool bandanas. Good. And now it's also time for us to actually start hitting a little bit with our ranged weapon. Not trying to overtake anybody here or be like extra efficient in DPSing, but you can see me being high level and well equipped means I'm easily top parsing. And with a nice Seal of Wisdom, we should be doing well. Alright, so one room gone. Off to the next room. It's a bit of a shame. 2-3 levels earlier and this would have been fantastic, but I just didn't want to skip on the quests. They offer a couple of decent rewards and are still good in terms of experience. Like all of these quests, let's see. Call of Blood is 2000 experience, so all of them come in at that 2k range, although they are green quests. And that in return will allow us to basically finish all of the quests here. And Stormwind is also, I mean, I got a summon here, so 0 time to move to the dungeon for me. Stormwind's also a good region for us to basically get our level 32 skills in a row. Yeah, I didn't have that quest. Let's see, that's the one that I was missing. Still okay. There are 5 or even 6 quests. I did not do all of the pre-quests. Good. Time to get all of these guys. Even though I do have my Seal of Wisdom, it's still not good enough. I can get out of mana really, really quickly. We'll let the pet go in. I think 10k would be almost getting us to a level. And remember that one Stormwind quest that I talked about, the Noble Brew. That is also one of the things that we can finish. So by the looks of it, we're even going to level by trading in all of those quests. And then it's off to 1,000 Needles as the next quest hub. Good. Then mates aren't really a problem. Like I said, I could likely solo that dungeon with enough time. Nothing in here is terribly dangerous. Good. All right. Couple more prisoners. Yeah, I almost did half of the damage of the group. I really like the setup. Hunter is so easy to play. And just by auto-attacking, I'm already top DPS. I need to work so hard on other classes. I remember with my feral DPS during that exact level here, needing to change my rotation quite a bit. And still sometimes ending up short. Hunter, on the other hand, just goes in and clears everything. And it's the constant pulling as well. Zero breaks in between. Group is, by the way, in the meantime, content with me just pulling the shit. So they are like, okay, well, it makes sense. It seems to work. Blah 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 blah. There we go. Dexter's hand. There isn't much more to do here, but sure. If you guys want to kill the last 3 prisoners, whatever. Healer even goes as far as to go offline. And we're pretty much done. Nothing more here to see. Look, that was a quick dungeon. That was a really quick dungeon. It took us, yeah, not even 20 minutes. Everybody's like, alright, GG's. Good job, guys. I'll trade in the quests, and I think we'll not end the episode here. I will instead do a bit of a follow-up. Oh, I missed the low-level quest. Yeah, could have taken that. For another, like, what, 2,000 experience, my bad, but it's okay. I'll just trade in all of the quests, and we are doing the second part of this installment, when we're in the Shimmering Flats. Until then. Alright, so we find ourselves in the Shimmering Flats, where it is time for Syken to continue his little adventure, his misfit adventure. We moved and gotten all of the flight points, so got this one here, got the Tenaris one, got Desolays, got the one in what's it called, Stonetail and Mountains. We even got the ones over here in Arathi as well as South Shore, so we're truly and 100% ready to explore the world. It's taken us a bit to get everything done, but I think it's worth it. Like I said, it was this time of the year where we wanted to have all of the things line up for us so that we can start kind of moving around a little bit more freely in the world. Tenaris will come in handy a bit later, and South Shore as well as Arathi will be excellent additions as soon as we can go here. The idea now is we're going to finish our leveling journey of level 33 here in the Shimmering Flats. I think all of the quests together not only are grindy as they could be, but they also will provide us with enough material to get to level 34, from which point onwards the next step would be to go to Stranglethorn. The quests here, I've done them very, very often, so I'll try to narrate only quickly through them. The bottom line of the quests here is you need to kill everything, and by that I mean literally everything. We have turtles for a nice little hardened shell turtles. We need to have kill a lot of those basilisks, as in actually just frankly killing them. We need to kill vultures, we need to kill scorpions, we need to collect 30 odd parts. So lots of stuff that needs to happen, and I need to somewhat keep my pet alive during all of that, by the way. So most of them are kind of our level, some of them are a little bit higher, like the basilisks here, which are more an exception than the rule. And for us it should really be no problem to get all of that done. This is one of the most chill areas ever. There is no like high level elite that's patrolling. There is no major stuff happening, no rare that could be a problem. It is just good old killing everything, which is also, by the way, the reason why you see most of the bots that are leveling will use the Shimmering Flats for a long period of time. It's very, very easy to not pull ads here unless you're really, really trying. And even if you do so, you can still disengage at ease. The whole racetrack doesn't have any enemies there, so you can just move alongside the racetrack. And it is frankly an area where most people are being undisturbed. So all you need to do is, as a bot, just run around and kill everything. There's even kind of a little town in the middle where you can trade in all of the animal parts. So this is an easy 10 level for bots, because they don't care about the XP per hour. They only care about not dying, because they play around the clock. Nowadays though, with the emptier server, we're not seeing that many bots here anymore. Oh, and I forgot that some of the enemies here are even non-aggro, which is also a rarity. In many of the other zones you wouldn't have that. So the turtles in that regard are the exception to the rule. You can see I'm going to do a couple of the vultures here in a second, and then I'll show a scorpion, and then we're actually fast forwarding because I'm of the opinion that that is not the most interesting gameplay. But I still need to do it in order to just like grind through this. This is potentially the grindiest it gets. It's like String of Thorn Veil in that sense. Just kill quests and collection quests, nothing in between them. That one car collection, or rocket car collection quest, but that's really the only thing different. There is no like mini dungeon or fight any to any specific location. It's just a flat desert, and that's okay. I mean, that is totally fine. It is the equivalent of Death Valley, so to speak. Salt Lake Valley. Well, the testing ground in the US for all of the cars. One thing though that I will mention is down here, little known fact, is the most low level version of the Hive kind of outliers. So this is where it starts, and you do have one in Feralis, which is kind of around level 45-ish. And then you do have the Unguro Hive, which is a little bit higher level, and then of course the massive hives in Silithus, where the majority of the bugs are residing. So you can even get a drop quest and kind of a follow-up to do a few of the bugs here, which I hope I can do. Maybe I'm getting there, but I think it was a pickup quest of one of the locations, might be from Ironforge or something, where you then go and collect a few relics, and on the way you'll get a drop quest. Haven't really done that very often. So now that we've seen the Saltflat Scavengers, which by the way have execute, so they're actually a little bit scary, you've basically seen all of it. You've seen scorpions, you've seen the little basilisks, you've seen the turtles and the vultures, and that's really it. That's all there is to know about Saltflats. Alright, fast forward for you. Alrighty, so we are done with the quests, and it was a quick but interesting run. We started at pretty much the beginning of the level, half a level worth of grinding. I don't think that the quest will get us all the way to level 34, but it's good enough for now. Goblin sponsorship, I think, runs us back to Strangethorn Vale, and there are a couple of like follow-up quests here, but nothing in the Shimmering Flats, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that's Badlands, and that is another quest, and that's a quest in Strangethorn Vale as well, which means we're out of quests, really. And there is the question about basically next steps, and I think the most sensible next step indeed is Strangethorn Vale, which is the reason why we are we can also delete a couple of quests, but which is the reason why we are now just setting sail back to Booty Bay. And that's also the end of today's episode. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Truly appreciate it. And have a good one. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.